So Paris Hilton, I don't know. I mean, this is maybe a week old or so. Was on with Jimmy Fallon on his talk show. It seems like both of them have some significant crypto investments. It is one of the most uncomfortable clips that you'll ever see. Paris Hilton, Jimmy Fallon, who's just, I mean, is like an empty vessel of like whatever NBC wants him to do at this point. The forced laughter, it's deeply disturbing watching Jimmy Fallon do his job. They are pushing NFTs on the audience, and the way that the audience is like attempting to try to get enthusiastic because they're there to have a good time, see Jimmy Fallon, maybe they're in New York City for a weekend. It's hard to watch, and then we'll all react after we. So disclaimer.
This is alien. This is an alien invasion.
Yeah, this is a historical artifact. When people look at this insane like crypto time period, they're going to play this, and everyone's going to say, "Oh my God, how is this real life?"
Yeah, I jumped in.
I know, I heard. I'm so happy I taught you what they were.
You did. You taught me what's up, and then I bought an ape.
I got an ape too, because I saw you on the show with people, and you said you got a MoonPay, so I went and I copied you and did the same thing.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
This is your
mine.
ape. Are
Yeah,
we debuting?
it's really cool.
Oh my God, this is dumb
The
as shit, man.
shades.
How did you
Look
pick?
at the crowd being
Because
forced
you
to
can
applaud.
pick your ape.
Yes, I was going through a lot of them, and I was like, I want something that like kind of reminds me of me, but this one, it does. I think we made like another version of it where he takes the hat off and blonde hair comes out. So,
Yeah, because you could do now whatever you
That
want.
sounds so incredible.
animated version.
We're part of the same. We're part of the same community. We're both
yes.
apes.
Love it.
Here's my ape. This is my ape.
Yours. Yours is so cool. I love the red heart sunglasses. I love the captain hat.
It reminded me of me a little bit because I wear striped shirts. I've worn these heart sunglasses because my daughters, just as a joke, they have them, and as a joke, I put them on. So I've done this, and I love yacht rock and
It
being breezy.
screams
So I'm
you.
like, yeah, that kind of, and I like the blue. Dude, look at us.
They look like they could be friends.
They're buddies.
Yeah, they're
They look
called
like they could
palette
be
swaps.
friends. They look like they could be friends because they're the same fucking ape with a color swap and wearing different clothes. It's the same base drawing. And also, they said that they bought apes. I want to be clear. They didn't buy apes. They bought the receipt that links to the JPEG of that ape. That's what you're buying when you buy an NFT. I want everyone to know that. You buy a token, a string of letters and numbers that sits on a blockchain that points to the location where the JPEG is stored. That's all it is. You don't own the copyrights to that. Every NFT project is a little different in terms of what you can do with it. Bored Ape says that if you buy an NFT connected to one of their apes, you have carte blanche to do whatever you want to the image. They still own the copyright though.
Yeah, I mean, they look like they could be friends. They look like they're like in the witness protection program, and it's the same ape. That's what it is.
There's this a great section from Max Reed's Substack that we talked about last night on Left Reckoning, but I'll just read this for everybody. If you pay attention to both the Hollywood trades and the crypto press and smoke enough weed, you can begin to pick out the contours of an expanding, interconnected, celebrity-based Web3 financial cultural complex. Did you know, for example, that Jimmy Fallon is represented by CAA, which is an investor in the NFT marketplace OpenSea, and which recently signed a deal to represent the NFT collector, blah, 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 whatever his name is, who owns NFTs from Bored Ape Yacht Club and World of Women. Did you know that another CAA client, Ashton Kutcher, is an investor in OpenSea through his company Sound Ventures, or that Kutcher will be starring in a Netflix rom-com called Your Place or Mine with Reese Witherspoon, the most prominent owner of World of Women NFTs, who also happens to be married to a CAA agent, or that the people behind World of Women and Bored Ape Yacht Club are both represented by Kutcher's partner in Sound Ventures, the music manager Guy Osieri. Did you know that Osieri's other major venture these days is PeerPop, a platform for connecting TikTok influencers to celebrities for collaborations, a platform used by none other than Paris Hilton? And Emma was just talking to us before the show that a lot of the sport athletes are also represented by this agency.
Aaron Rodgers, who now is into crypto, CAA, Saquon Barkley, also said he's going to take a salary in crypto, CAA, I believe, as well.
So this is just a way for celebrities to commodify attention and leave you with a pointless receipt for an ape as they get like tens of thousands of dollars or whatever these apes are going for.
I mean,
these
like
days.
it's the equivalent of again, like the Paris Hilton and Jimmy Fallon going on there and like, look at my Beanie Baby. This one is a dog and this one is a rabbit. I mean, how amazing is it?
At least it would be a physical thing then, though.
It totally reflects my brand because I like striped shirts and I wear these hard glasses. It's like, dude, tell us more. Tell us more. That's what Bradley said.
Bradley or Matt, can you check the Zoom chat for a second and pull up that link I just brought up? Now, remember when Paris Hilton said that they created a version of her ape? Now, refresh that video. Remember she said they created a version of the ape where her hair comes out when she takes the hat off? Look at Gwyneth Paltrow's ape. Now, do you think Paris Hilton and Gwyneth Paltrow happened to just have the same idea and they went and put this together in Photoshop themselves? Or do you think that they're agency that they probably both share went ahead and mass produced this shit for them so they could promote their NFTs?
I think it's probably the latter.
Yeah, there we go.
I think, celebrities promoting this NFT craze is a very powerful tool in kind of getting people to feel like NFTs are a suitable and reasonable vehicle to escape the larger scam of capitalism. And so much of the, arguments for why you should be involved, including the sort of DAO argument is, implies that because this has been used theoretically by a handful of individuals to enrich themselves and escape the day-to-day grind of going to work, then it must be inherently liberatory and therefore inherently scalable up to a mass movement level. When we know it's just it's a handful of people trading apes back and forth, in order to raise their value so that at some point someone gets left holding the bag, because most of the people watching that show, even though the pictures are worthless, won't be able to afford a Bored Ape Yacht Club ape. They'll be encouraged to start at these, in the marketplace at cheaper and cheaper things, which most of which will be scams, they're going to be caught up in. Once Gwyneth Paltrow or whatever Reese Witherspoon's ape goes down to $1, that's just not going to be that important to her. But the people who lose, $2,000 worth of Sol or Ethereum or whatever in the next few weeks, that's going to really hit their wallet if you believe them.
I wish
you could lose that too without even buying an NFT. Look what happened yesterday with that blockchain bridge wormhole, where basically they had something like $325 million sitting on their blockchain, and a hacker found an exploit and stole it. And so $325 million of regular people's, I'm sure some rich people too, money just poof, gone.
They're just going to print more. They're going to print more. They're going to print more Ethereum.
Well, that's exactly what's going on. They said literally hours later that they're going to replenish their Ethereum, their Ether, and back all the money one to one. Of course, everyone just has 325 mil just sitting for a rainy day. What's likely happening here is they're going to probably tank the price of Ether, so it's more affordable when they replenish what's gone. And then B, it's probably going to come from VC money from other platforms so that they can prop up the entire market, because there's no doubt about it. 325 mil disappearing, that's going to take a big hit to both cryptos.
Yeah. They're just going to. I mean, I've heard people say, and when I was also reading the news about this, and so maybe you'll be able to correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, that they're just going to, shadowy NFT organizations or crypto organizations are just going to print more stable coin that is theoretically backed one-to-one by the US dollar and encourage people to trade that for their Ethereum stores or other stores that they're holding to therefore replenish that, one-to-one. And the idea that this stable coin is backed by US dollars one-to-one is just a theory out there that some people might, that is untested. And we've seen, that.
You're absolutely correct, except it's not a theory. We've seen, because they were New York Attorney General Letitia James sued them, and they had to settle. We know that it's not backed one-to-one. They're basically backed by IOUs for the most part. So
that is a pyramid scheme. That is a pyramid scheme.
Yes, and every time. And there are Twitter accounts, for example, if you want a really easy way to track this data, that track every time Tether is printed up. And like clockwork, whenever the price of Bitcoin starts to drop and like a domino effect tanking the rest of the market, all of a sudden, hundreds of millions, if not billions of Tether are suddenly printed up, put into the buying Bitcoin, basically market manipulation at its purest form to prop the price back up. And that's what happens every single time. Now, eventually, enough people will want real money in return. They'll want to cash in, and there won't be enough real money for them to cash out with. So that's probably when that bubble will burst. When that will happen, who knows? But that's the ball game right there.
It's all the joys of fiat currency with none of the guarantees of the government, the government blocking it.
My favorite thing is, I mentioned this on Left Reckoning yesterday, is like, not everyone who's into this has ideology as a motivational factor, but the libertarians who make up a large portion of the people who support crypto, what is one of like their biggest critiques of the U.S. economy, the Treasury printing up money that's not backed by gold, and there's no gold standard, just printing up money. Yet they're supporting something that's backed by not even a government, just nothing. They just print up magical money out of thin air, and they're going, yes, this is the way. This is what solves the thing we have a problem with.
Yeah, that's their argument about like the gold standard, whatever. It's just a way to promote austerity, but this gets them rich. So there you go.
Until they lose their money and they go like, what authorities do I call about this, about my fake money being stolen? It's like, so much of like the libertarian scheme or scam is predicated on like there being a larger non-libertarian society surrounding it, or at least, propping it up. And this is one of those things where if you put them in the jungles, all they do is start wondering why it's not like an FDIC for crypto.
Call the man. They want to call the crypto manager.